now dealing with the dynamics of the industry as a whole, the first thing to deal with would be supplier power. Generally, this is high actually because one of the reasons would be the limited availability of beans. The cocoa bean can only be grown in a certain region within the world, and even within those regions, sometimes those countries don't even opt to mass produce the beans. Perfect example being Venezuela, with other things coming into play like oil and things like that. So maybe the cocoa bean wouldn't be as pronounced as it would in other countries. Another thing would be threat of new entrants that we have to look at. Generally, this could be high. The reason being is because it doesn't take a whole lot for a company to start up and be able to produce this. The manufacturing process isn't that tough actually when you compare it to other industries. For buyer power, this is probably in the mid range, and actually there's two different players when we're dealing with buyer power. The first one being the buyers of the cocoa beans, and the second one being the buyers of the chocolate itself. There's a lot of different options when it comes to buying power. When you're talking cocoa beans, they can opt for a lower priced African bean. And when it comes to the actual consumer of chocolate, they can opt for a number of different chocolates. Just go to your local grocery store and you can see examples of that. Lastly, threat of substitutes. This is also probably right in the middle. Generally speaking, there are a lot of candies out there. There's a lot of sugary substitutes that people can turn to, but there really is only one chocolate. And when it comes down to it, when people want chocolate, chocolate's what they go after. Really, all these things together leads into the competition. So the overall degree of the rivalry, and I'd say overall it's medium to high. There's a lot of different players going on. There's a lot of different options when it comes to chocolate. So really, one of the things that you have to capitalize on here is differentiating yourself from the rest of your competitors.